Hello guys, welcome back to my freestyle stream for Elite Chess. As usual, we're going to play some Blitz games, and my main goal to make you learn something new about chess. Let's see how it goes today. So yesterday it was just a disastrous stream. I blundered a lot, so my sub goal today is to reduce the quantity of blunders. So the first thing that I wanted to discuss today is actually what is the best condition for not blundering at all. Actually it is the good state of health, good state of mind. So starting with this, actually I made a mistake. So I slept not very good. So I will definitely have a lot of actually problems today, I do believe. So let's play some games. Just as usual, you can come and challenge me. That is actually the best thing you can do if you want to play. And at the moment, I don't have challenges, so probably I will just make a general challenge. So let's see. Yep. Okay. Flamenco. So this guy is really annoying. I mean, he plays very good. He plays very fast, and yeah, I usually experience big problems against him. Yeah, so the stream is a guy more or less. You can watch the stream on YouTube. And you also have a chance to comment there. Okay, so this line is interesting. We actually played this yesterday. I mean, I played this against Flamenco. So as far as I remember, I played this way. And I was satisfied with the opening. So why not to repeat the same? I mean, it was exactly this. Maybe I didn't play knight d3, I don't remember. Or maybe I did. Yeah, it looks just the same, right? Queen b2. The only difference is that I have much more time on the clock if compared to yesterday. So I guess I have more chances to win this. So knight c1 looks interesting. As far as I remember, I played something different, but looks very tempting, just creating a threat of knight e2 check. And not only, it's queen c4. It's kind of threat now. What about bishop d3, attacking the rook? The rook is hanging. So at the moment I'm just trying to see if the stream is a Kai. Knight g5. Okay, creating the threat of a checkmate on h7. I don't know, queen g7 looks good, but then rook c1 check. So let's start with knight e2 check. And then queen g7, protecting h7 and actually attacking the bishop. c7. Bishop b6. Okay, knight g3 should be promising at very least, and taking on f1. Okay, position again looks winning. The only problem is maybe the time. So I have extra exchange and a pawn, right? Yeah. Okay. And here is my blunder. Yeah. Great. What can I say? Maybe it's not that bad, but yeah, I will definitely lose this on time. And that's annoying. Yeah, okay. So definitely that was a winning position, but I somehow missed the thread. Just the same story like yesterday, I think. So everything was absolutely fine. So I won some material, I activated my pieces. So here I was completely satisfied with my position. The only thing was the activity of his pieces. So probably I should have prevented this activity somehow. For instance, yeah, somewhere here. So bishop d3 looked tempting anyways. Knight to g5, attacking h7. So I don't know why actually I played queen to g7. So maybe just rook to e7 was better, protecting the h7 and attacking the bishop c7. So rook is still hanging on f1. Maybe it was better even just to play h5 here. Yeah, I know it looks very dangerous to make such a move, but on the other hand, I save all my pieces on active positions. That's the point here. Yeah, so maybe that was an interesting thing. I don't know. Something like this should have been played. Have no idea. So by the way, let me know in chat if the stream is okay so far. And I have the first challenge, so I will just accept it. Let's play. d4, knight f6, e3. Okay, very modest continuation. Let's try to react in the active way. f4. All right. So it's kind of stone wall reversed, right? So bishop d3. So as far as I remember, it is a good idea to put the bishop on g7 in such a situation. Well, at least white does this when faces the stone wall. But I'm not sure that it is so needed here. What about just playing bishop g4? And then probably e6. Yeah. So I decided to develop my bishop prior to playing the e6, just to have it active, and also to be able to come up with this idea, because the exchange of light squared bishops should be very good for black here. After this exchange, we can see that light squares became completely weak in white's camp, especially e4. So now there is the question, to play c4 right now or not. I think it's not that needed at the moment, so I'll just keep developing the pieces. Queen c2 attacking f5. Alright, so I can protect it with the g6, I can protect it with the knight e4, but I don't want to hurry up with the knight e4, so I'll just play g6. So bishop c1 is another problem for white here, in addition to light squares in general. Just very passive. So black should be better. Pawn e3 is weakness, but I can't really attack it right away, so first I have to prepare everything carefully. Okay, Maxi, El Patron, hi all. Hey guys, happy you are here. So, rook e8, another typical move. Just prepare some maneuvers. I want my rook to be here, exerting some pressure along the e-file. Rook to b1. Well. Not sure what white wants to do. So let's just keep improving positions of the pieces. Now I guess I'm more or less ready to occupy e4 square. I will do it right now. Queen b3 attacks b7 and most likely creates a sort of d takes c5, attacking d5. So can I play c4 here? Queen takes b7. I have a feeling that queen can be trapped there. But I need an accurate move controlling some squares. So after c4 and queen b7 there are a6 and b5. So I can control them with the help of queen a5 move. Creating a threat of rook c7. This might be very annoying for white. There is also a knight e6 resource, forcing the queen to a6. It can be played because queen a5 at the same time is also the attack against a2 pawn. Okay, let's check it. It's just too tempting. Maybe I missed something easier than queen a5. Don't know. Never mind. Queen went to c2, so we can forget about this. Let's go and grab more space on the queen side. b3. Can I keep going with the b4 here? That's an interesting question. Takes on c4, takes on c4, takes on b4, knight takes b4, queen somewhere, and then knight achieves the d3 square. So let's go. Can I please challenge you and play in the next game? I'm Razor531 on Lee Chess. please do, of course. Just make a challenge. I'm playing against viewers. And after d takes c4, there is d5, right? Another blunder. Another blunder. So it's a blunder Sunday, right? My God, why did I do this? b4 was not needed at all. Okay, so what to do here? Let's take this pawn. To have b4 square for the knight. Yeah. b4 was premature, 100%, so queen a5 was better. Or maybe something else, I don't know. Okay, a3, just protecting b4, preventing knight b4, and probably intending just to play c4, c5, or taking on c3. Alright, so what to do? Let's take this. So after a3, b3 became weakened. So I have this spot for my knight. I think it makes sense to blockade the d5. I'm still a bit better, I guess. But it's possible to play much better than I did. Okay, let's get rid of this knight. Might be potentially very annoying piece. With the help of c3, I just restrict the bishop on c1. Now I have to activate my pieces somehow quickly. Oh, yeah, it's fatal. Look at this diagonal, so the bishop goes to b2. It will be just lost. Another blunder. Yeah. Very bad. Very, very bad. Okay, I'll just resign. Thanks for the game. That was just a disaster somewhere here. So after queen b3, c4, queen c2, and b5, wow, black's position is already very good. And after b3, b4 is not needed, absolutely. So it gives white just counterplay, as we can see. After b takes c4, I missed this d5 resource. So I thought after b4, so the move I played, after bc4, dc4, I'm fine, but then realized that d5 is possible. And this changes everything, because when my knight goes away, b4 is hanging. So actually, yeah, that was very bad. Very, very bad. So instead of b4, of course, it was much better just to keep improving position of my pieces. Maybe even to play f6, something like this, just covering e5 and so on. So that was the idea, but what I played was just disastrous. Hell. And then a bit later, I just missed the idea of bishop b2. I completely forgot about it. So after rook c5, rook c3, so bishop simply goes to b2 then, and I'm just checkmated somewhere here. That was something. But okay. Okay. Yeah. Let's go further. Let's try to play some decent chess. Come on. That becomes just harder and harder day after day. Right? Right. So, Yuho 98 rated. Let's go. and with black pieces again. So look at this rating, 2449. You will probably not believe if I say that actually one day I was 2700s here on Lichess. That was, yeah, many years ago maybe. It feels like it was many years ago. In fact, it was only a few months ago. That is strange. Yeah, yesterday Jan mentioned boxing chess. Could Andre play this? Not at all. Look at me. I have nothing to do with boxing. I will be killed, simply, in the first round. Alright. But maybe after this poor progress over the chessboard, it's not a bad idea after all to play some boxing chess. Maybe there we'll have more chances than here. Who knows? Alright, so I think that this early development of the bishop on g5 gives me a chance to play this way. So a bit more aggressive. A bit more aggressive than usually. Now this penal on h5 d1 diagonal is quite annoying. So at very least I want to play knight d4 or something and damage the pawn structure. And with the bishop on g3 it's very hard to get rid of this pin. So after bishop h2, which I think white's idea, that is an interesting question if I can play knight e4 right away. So knight e4, g4 takes g4 with the knight, knight takes d4, and my knight on g4 is hanging. So I can take on h2, attacking the queen, queen takes h5, knight takes f1, yet no, f7 is hanging as well. So it's not the line. So maybe just to start with g4 here, this looks more natural. g4, knight goes away somewhere, then I have g3. Yeah, g4 looks good. Let's go. So the comment, it's easier on Lichess to beat 20 hundreds plus players than on chess 24. Well. No, it's not clear. It's not clear. Okay, bishop takes g4. So now the g file is open and knight e4 becomes really a threat. And I have a feeling that I will castle long in this situation. So I have a feeling that this bishop g5 was not a very good idea. Well, at least later it was necessary to prevent this bishop g4 move with h3 probably. Okay, what is this threat? After knight e5, I'm not sure. Looks like I can just play knight e4 now. So knight f6, queen f6. Looks fine. Then knight takes e5, there is no checkmate. Okay, I just take the queen. Okay, let's play this. So I just exert pressure on knight f3, which is pinned. At very least I want to take it, damaging the pawn structure, opening the king's position. At maximum I want to do what? To add another piece to attack f3, maybe to take on d5 and to play queen f6. Okay, knight d3 kind of forces me probably to come up with the first intention, just to take on f3. And there is the question, to take with the bishop or with the knight. I guess with the knight. And bishop h3, this looks very promising. So I save the bishop on the board, and I have now some, even maybe checkmating threats at some point. Yeah, great question. Andre, would you agree that the main idea of the whole chess strategy is activity of the pieces? I would, certainly. So let's start with this check. Now I guess just bishop e3 winning some material. So let's take it. Okay, so as I said, it was probably not that cool to put the bishop here, because if I didn't castled yet and actually didn't play d6, I have a chance to play g5 here. So now if white takes on g5 twice, I have this simple bishop e7. And if bishop goes to g3 after d6, we can see that this bishop becomes quite passive on g3. That's probably the main problem of this bishop g5 idea. Also, I have this very annoying threat of bishop g4, so probably h3 should have been played here. On the other hand, I still have a chance to play g4, and if you play h3, let's say I can prepare simply castling long, and yeah, everything is fine. Okay, so let's go further. Yeah, let's go further. So, do we have Miktal here? Yes, we do. Let's play, because we have never played before on League Chess. Let's try it. But we played a lot on Chess24, of course. At the same time, actually, during recent episodes, we never had a chance to play, so let's do it. Yeah, there is a great discussion in chat about the importance of planning and activity of the pieces. But guys, those are different things actually. So activity of the pieces is actually what is going on the board. Planning is something that happens in your head. So planning is kind of tool. Activity is kind of the essence. Really, like just like you said, the main idea of the strategy. So you want to make your pieces active as possible. That is the goal, right, of your strategy. And the plan is actually how are you going to do this. So it's a tool. So those are simply different things. Both are important, of course. They are simply from different things. Come on. Yeah, Miktal, it's your move now. Yeah, here we go. Okay, Sicilian. So the last time we played on Chess24, Mick played Caro-Kann, as far as I remember. Let's see. Mick usually tries to surprise me somehow. And now, he definitely succeeded. So a4. And we'll take this a4 a bit later, I think. So just like this. Knight is going to c5, right? Right. To play b4 or not to play b4? I have no idea. Is it really necessary for me? But let's try. It's interesting. It's fresh, at least. So I'm doing something strange in this position, but my moves somehow make sense because I attack a6. I developed the pieces at the same time, so I did nothing wrong at the moment. So queen b6, what about bishop e3? Developing another piece, and so on. Alright, so knight c3 is hanging right, which is not very pleasant thing. Should I protect the knight? Yes, I think. How to do this correctly? Let's put the bishop on d2. It's kind of disappearing move. I played bishop e3, kicking the queen away from b6, and went back with the bishop to d2. At least this position on d2 is better than on c1 a bit. So now I have a feeling that I can take on a6. I don't know if I don't blunder anything, then I will be just a pawn up. Let's activate the pieces. So pawn up. Pawn b4 is kind of not protected enough, but at the same time it is a passed pawn. So now I can simplify position even more. I can also play b5. If I just take everything along the a file, the queen will become a bit annoying. Threatening queen a1 or something. So knight c6 is also a move here, but then queen takes c6 might give black some counterplay all of a sudden. Maybe just to play f3. No, b4 is hanging. So maybe it's okay just to take everything after all. And now, queen a1. Is it really a threat? I mean, the one I should be afraid of. Probably yes. At the very least it is not very pleasant. Okay, let's cover a1 square. Yeah, maybe it's a good idea. To free some squares for the king, just in case there will be a checkmate or checkmating threat. f3, the main intention behind this was to protect e4 so that my queen becomes free to maneuver. Now we have very interesting endgame, so only minor pieces are on the board, which is cool. which is not that common. And I have two connected passed pawns on the queen side. So now I have definitely to centralize my king to make a progress there, but I have to be careful. Knight c4 is a threat. So let's put the knight on a5, covering c4. c3 is protected twice, so even if bishop goes to f6, well, okay, not a problem. So here I can keep moving my pawn, but I think it's much safer just to start with the centralization. The question, by the way, do you pick people you didn't play before as a priority? Just asking. Well, here on Lead Chess, it's still not that simple for me to tell quickly if I played the guy or not already, because I just do the stream for the fourth time. But usually, yes, I try to play guys I've never played before. When I do the stream on Chess24, for instance, every Friday, I start the show usually with 3 games against the guys I've never played before, and then come back to the normal order of challenges. So that is how I do this usually. So I start doing gradual progress with my pawns on the queen side. Here's another chance to simplify position a bit, so why not? So this square d5 should be a good square for my king. It's 37 seconds, but I think it's enough to win the game, because position is obviously winning. A very simple plan, just pushing pawns on the queen side. They go almost automatically there. A very strong king here. My bishop supports pawns, very good. So see no problems with converting this. And there is already a queen on the board. Checkmate. Alright, so I definitely played opening like without much thinking. Rook a4, knight e7. Probably knight e7 is not the best way of doing it, because I have a feeling that if black manages to play d5 quickly here, white simply has nothing in this position. So I would definitely prefer something like knight f6. So simply developing the knight and then playing quickly d5. Of course, most likely it's better to do after bishop e7 just to have a chance to castle if something bad happens here. So yeah, black should be fine here, but knight e7 also not bad, of course, creating a threat of knight c5, b4, okay, knight f6. This position should be also quite good for black, no problems. Maybe queen c7 immediately deserved attention, just attacking my knight. Maybe knight b6 deserved attention, just weakening my b4 pawn, so that after d5, b4 will be hanging. So position is quite interesting. Okay. How long you play chess? Probably, it's a question to me, I don't know. So I play chess for, I have no idea. Let's count. I started when I was 5 years old, and now I'm almost 28. So almost 23 years, to be honest. Not bad, right? Almost all my life. So It's pity now that I'm just an international master, right? After 23 years of playing the game. It could have been much better, probably. But okay. It's not like I was playing only chess during all this time, so I also spent a lot of time and dedicated a lot of energy and concentration to studying in the university, to other things as well. So I have different passions, not only chess, I mean. So I've never been so dedicated, focused only on chess. That's why probably I didn't achieve a lot to this moment. But I'm still not that old, so I do believe I still have some chances. Are you planning to become a grandmaster? Yes. I already have one GM norm. Yeah, but I have to work hard to get 2 others and to bring my over the board classic rating to 2500s at least. So now, I'm very tempted to play something like h4 even, but I don't think it's good, so I will start with queen e2. Also interesting idea just to put the queen on e4. Question: how do you overcome losses, especially the ones that you're won? Well, I try not to think a lot about what happened. I just try to focus on concrete mistakes I did and just go ahead. Right, so now there is a weakness on e6, very obvious one. Question is where to put my bishop c1. I want to castle long, so let's put the bishop on g5. It will exert some pressure on the knight f6, and the knight is the defender of the h7. Well, it's okay to lose, but to lose a one position, that just kills me in the heart. Yeah, it's very hard, usually. But, well, it's kind of art not to think about the fact that you lost a winning position, but to actually focus on the reason why this happened. So trying to understand the mistake, trying to understand, well, how to improve. How not to do this once again, later, in the future. So black gave me this pawn, e6, which I find very important one. But anyway, it was deadly weak. So it was very hard just to stay and wait. So maybe it's a good chance. On the other hand, now my queen is very active. At the same time, it is a bit awkward. But I don't think black has a real chance to trap me there, so... okay. So d takes e5, bishop c8, queen c4. That's fine. Let's take it. Bishop on g5 is hanging. Let's take it. Now I can take on e7, just simplifying the position. I have an extra pawn. There is also a chance to play queen h3, attacking h7. The question is, what is better? I have no idea. Let's just play a bit more solid chess. Maybe I will regret to know. If I play bishop e4 knight e4, rook f5, I have some problems with protecting this pawn e5. Okay, what can I do instead? Knight to b5 is a move. And knight to b5 looks interesting, just attacking c7. Because I want to save this pawn on the board. I think it's a very important one. A passed pawn. So knight takes c7, rook c8. Do I miss something? No, I think it's just a pawn, so c2 is protected. Which means that after rook c8, I just go away with the knight. So I'm still up a pawn, that's what I mean. That is probably not the most important thing here. Okay, so maybe it makes sense for me just to get rid of this rook. It's just too active, in my opinion. Moreover, it is a tempo move, so after exchange on d2, the bishop on g2 will be hanging. That's the idea. Oh, I should have started with the b4 move, just kicking the rook away first. Because now I have to protect e5, and I'm not sure that I have enough resources to do this. My goodness, yeah. That was bad. Yeah, that was definitely bad. Okay. This gives me a chance. Knight c6 was the best move. Oh, 98. I missed this. Okay. My opponent also missed this. So I somehow screwed it up. Actually, I had very good position, but then started playing not very convincingly. And yeah, somehow made it possible for my opponent to achieve more or less decent counterplay. So maybe here 95 was not good. I think that queen h3 was more precise. So just attacking h7 with the queen And this also creates a threat of knight e5. This stops the knight d7 from going away somewhere because of bishop f6 and queen h7. That was much more dangerous for black. So queen h3 first, and then everything else. So knight e5 immediately gave my opponent the counterplay. That's the idea. Okay. Let's continue. So the next is Tianmu. 5 minutes, let's play. d4, knight f6. c4, e6. Knight c3, bishop b4. So Nimzo Indian defense. And the classic line with the queen c2. Very good. Okay, knight f3. Quite popular nowadays. So usually if white plays queen c2, the automatic move is a3. Just clarifying the things with the bishop. But as we can see nowadays, many players prefer doing this instead. Okay, what about just knight e4? And now bishop takes c3. I should have some sort of compensation here, I think. It's necessary to put the pawns on correct squares now. I have no dark squared bishop, so I have to be careful. The best strategy is just to put pawns on dark squares. Alright, knight e4, very natural move. So now my knight on e4 is hitting, I guess knight c5 is more or less forced. Now it's kind of strange Sicilian, right? So without dark squared bishop for black, with sort of damaged pawn structure for white, knight b5 is a threat, so I have to play a6. Instead of taking on c7, rook g2, and then bishop e4. Yeah, it was possible. Definitely. Cool. Good idea. Kleine Bier. Alright. So now what? Let's put the queen on c7. Typical Sicilian square. For the queen. Queen e2. Alright. Let's play this move. So as you can see, as I said, I just tried to put my pawns on dark squares just to limit this guy, c1. Because, well, it has no counterpart now. My bishop is missing here. So I have to compensate the missing bishop with pawns. That's why I tried to put my pawns on dark squares mainly, when it is possible, of course. Now I think I can take on e4, by the way. So knight takes e4, knight takes, sorry, bishop e4, knight e4, then c3 is hanging, but there might be something connected with bishop takes h6. So let's say takes on e4, bishop takes h6, takes h6, queen e4, and if I take on c3, then queen g4, attacking g7, g6. This might be not very clear. So I don't know, to give my opponent this chance or not, or just continue in a normal way. what I wanted to play instead, to play e5 actually. That was my idea. But then knight goes to f5, bishop takes f5, pawn takes f5. What is that? Bishop g2 becomes active. I don't know, maybe to go crazy a bit. Let's see, what is that? It's just interesting to check if my opponent definitely has something there. Because I'm not sure. GM Gavrilov. Yes, I know GM Gavrilov. I once played this guy when he was still an IM. It was in 2007, I think. So the year when I actually stopped playing active chess. Because of the university mainly. And at the moment I'm planning to go to Riga in the beginning of August. So I'm actually trying to prepare for this event mainly. So I skip any other sort of tournaments. So what happened here, I'm a pawn up, but bishop g2 became active. So now my main task is to prevent the activity of this bishop along this long diagonal. So I'm going to play b6 at some point, then bishop b7, or maybe just modest bishop d7, bishop c6, something like this. Alright, d6 is hanging. Well, maybe this forces me to go back to e4. Yeah, most likely. The question, can you get a GM norm in Riga? Yes, it is an open tournament, but so the minimum rating that allows you to play there is 2200 FIDE. There will be a lot of GMs, so actually there will be a good chance. Of course, if I will play normally, because, for example, I played in Karlsruhe with the same intention. And actually spoiled everything after round number 4 or 5. Don't know. Okay, looks like I blundered again. Very stupid blunder. Very stupid blunder. Yeah, look at this. If I take with the pawn, there is bishop f4. If I take with the knight, I lose the knight on e4. If I take on c3 with the knight at the moment, there will be something like, I don't know, in rook c1 at very least. Wow. Yeah, that's how it happens, actually. Blunders, blunders, blunders. Blunders, blunders, blunders. By the way, it is every time like this. I mean, every blunder appears stupid. So I'm just an exchange down now. My only chance is to do something with the opponent's time. My goodness, it was so good position. And now I'm just fighting for a draw at best. I don't even know if I have a chance to do this. Draw. Okay, let's attack f2. some tricks helped me a bit. And of course the time trouble of my opponent. So I won on time. Actually here I think I'm already more or less fine in the sense of position, but I do believe there was a chance to improve White's play during the final stage, I mean. So I don't know, somewhere here I started playing strangely. I mean, I won the pawn because my opponent gave me a chance to do this, but then I started playing strange chess. So most likely d5 immediately was a move here. Just d5 right now. Because my rook is still on a8, right? So there is no trick of cd5, e5, bishop f4 winning the exchange. So I have the pressure against c3 there, and so on. Yeah, so there was a chance to play better than I did. Knight c5 was also not that bad. After knight b3, however, it was necessary to, well, maybe just to play e5, preparing development of bishop c8 and solving the problem this bishop f4 forever. Knight g4 was also an interesting try and so on. So actually black should be better here, right? The question, do you think blunders often come from over-evaluating your own position? No, there are a lot of different reasons. I think just the main one is a bad shape, when you are just not sharp-minded enough. When you don't calculate the lines the right way, I mean. When you just forget about opponent's resources, when you don't check your lines twice, and so on. So, yeah, as I said yesterday, it's a good idea, for example, prior to playing Blitz or something, just to solve something. All right. So Razor, let's play Razor. Yeah, just to make your brain working. I said that, and I actually didn't do this myself today. That's why there were so many blunders at the very beginning of the show, and as you can see, there are still a lot of blunders. Okay. Let's play something very simple against Scandinavian. So of course, without light squared bishops, black has very simple play. It's much easier for black to develop the pieces, all the pieces on comfortable positions. So everything that white has in this position is just a slight pressure because of the extra central pawn. Let's call it this way. But in fact, white has no advantage here. But that is Blitz. You should just play normal moves and exert slight pressure on opponent's position. You don't have to fight for the opening advantage or something. It's not a real game, right? So I'm just developing my pieces. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. So now knight e5 looks very good. I have no idea where this knight goes. After exchange, I mean, knight e5 takes where the knight goes, to g8 or to e4. e4 is maybe a square. Let's start with the knight c3 then. Just controlling e4. And now knight e5 looks just very cool. If knight d4, then bishop d4, queen d4, and knight takes f7. Attacking both rooks, so winning the exchange, making e6 weak, and so on. Now, I don't want to take on c6, that's true. I want that black takes on e5, in fact. f4 will be too much because if knight takes d4, so I have to protect d4 pawn first. Let's do it. That's quite passive. And I have a feeling that I can take on a7 even. Let's see, bishop a7, b6, queen e4. Creating a straightaway checkmate on a8. Yeah, it's possible. So let's grab the pawn. Your opponent has the advantage of listening to your analysis. Yeah, that's true. But according to my experience, it doesn't really help, usually. So, yeah, it's much better to focus on the game and then to watch the analysis afterwards. So queen e4 looks like a killer. Queen a8 is a threat. So I can't see a satisfactory defense, to be honest. Once again, maybe I missed something, but even c5, just queen a8, and then knight b5 checkmate. Yep, time to resign. That was too passive, first of all, and I do believe that knight c6 is a bit misplaced here. So I would definitely prefer, sorry, I just missed this, yeah. I would definitely prefer like normal Caro-Kann-like setup here with e6 and c6 pawns, controlling d5 and just normal castling short, like bishop e7 castles, knight e7, c6 and so on. Queen can go to a5 and then to c7, queen can go also to h5 at some point. And it will be very hard for white to prove anything here. So without light squared bishops, I think it's completely safe position for black. So bishop e7 should be preferred here. But alright. Interesting. So bishop f6, I played 2 games yesterday and I actually lost both. So let's try this guy. E6. Yeah, so in this position we have kind of French defensive black ones, so after d5, e4 it will be kind of French defense pawn structure. It's also possible to play something a bit more tricky after d6, preparing e5 mainly. So like this. And now trying to play e5. So the point here that white has, of course, the advantage in space, but black has pair of bishops. At the moment it doesn't matter. But long term might be a very important factor. Takes. F5. Now there is the question where to put my knight. To c5 maybe. Yeah, why not? At the moment f6 is not a threat, so I think I can do it. Okay, let's take it. Let's take this one as well. Now there is a question to exchange light script bishops or not. Very interesting one. Let's try it. I think it's not that bad for black. And now to take with the knight or to take with the queen. Also interesting question. If I take with the queen, there will be b4, which might be not that bad for black because it will be kind of hook. So I'll undermine b4 somehow, the a5 maybe, and so on. So of course my pawns on the king side are somewhat vulnerable at the moment, but I don't think that my opponent has so simple access to these pawns. Okay, let's go to d7. Let's to take it or not, but do I have a chance to avoid this exchange on b3? Well, actually, if I want, I can play rook to e8. Let's try this way. Because after queen b3, a takes b3, I think I just improve white's position a bit. And I want white to improve mine. So after queen e6, rook e6, my rook is kind of much better than on a8. And now, let's just put the knight on f6. Okay, knight just came. Let's kick this guy away. This kind of forces me to take, because I don't really want to put my king on g7 now. Let's finally take here. That is a strange move, to be honest. I don't have real perspectives there. Yeah, that was stupid. But okay. I can probably reinvent the activity of this knight if I want. So let's say now h4. Rook d7, right? That is the threat. Okay, let's go. Let's go for some activity. Okay. Now it's time to activate the king. Oh, that is a nice trick. Of course I'm lost now. Yeah, I just lost the game because of this trick. I missed this in the very end. Very pity. By the way, I already had a feeling that I outplayed my opponent, but forgot about all this. So 95, yes, and then king e2. So here, it was necessary for me, of course, to play something like c6, I guess. But I don't have a lot here. Since this doesn't work, this bishop h6, then I don't have a lot, so maybe I missed my chances somewhere earlier in the game. But I was fine, right? So that was a good, decent game. Good, decent game. So bishop f6 definitely plays very good, as you can see. Yeah. Okay. So let's play one more against this guy. That's interesting usually. So at the moment I'm kinda, I lost 3 games. We played 3 games and I lost 3. All 3 games. No chances, I mean. Oh my goodness. That is so annoying usually. To lose this way, I mean. But okay. What if I just play very simple chess, like taking here, playing d3, and bishop e3. Let's say queen e2. Yeah, bishop f6 is very strong. It's interesting to know your real name, actually, and your real rating. Because I feel like you should be at least FIDE master. At least. Okay. Yeah, I guess it will be just sort of equal rook endgame. After all. After all this madness. Let's see. Interesting position, isn't it? Yeah, I guess should be a draw. Okay, let's take it. Let's play somebody else. There's an international master, so let's play international master. Did we play before? No. So let's do it for the first time. But of course, I have to be faster because we have only 3 minutes here and my opponent is very strong, so just have to be fast as I can. A4, alright, so what to do here? Let's try B4. And just A5. Castles. About this, is it possible? At least this deprives the knight of this square. That was my idea. Can be also not that important. Let's take it. Can I just take on E4 here? Why not? Well, if I play D5 now, or if I just take on H6 and then play D5, is it possible? No, it's stupid. Because if I play takes rook e4 and d5, then knight c6 takes and g4 check is possible. I guess it's better for me just to go away with the knight, or to play d5 immediately if I want. Let's play d5 right now. That was kind of predicted. Okay. A very interesting position. So the knight is hitting the pawn as well. Sorry. Knight g4. Okay. Queen takes b2. That was good. Oh my goodness. The queen has no moves. Fuck. That is something. But I have knight c3. But he has knight f6, which is beautiful. Oh my fucking god. Yeah, I was just smashed here. Queen b2 was so stupid. That is one of the stupid blunders, I mean. Just play queen b2 without much thinking and then realize your queen simply has no moves. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah, time to resign. Maybe rematch? That was really interesting, right? Yeah, cool. Okay. Wow. Yanish. Yanish counter gambit. And queen d5, this fucking line. I don't like it. To be honest. Alright, how to play this shit. Let's remember. Knight a7, bishop d7, c4 or something. Don't remember. Let's play c4. It should be something like this. I'm not sure at all. So now, can I take on c6? Takes a8. But after knight c6, I think there will be a6 first. After bishop a4, there will be bishop d7. That is a trick. And that's why black's position is already cool. Yeah, white struggles here. Despite having extra pawn, white struggles here. So black has a complete compensation because all the pieces are very active. So can I take on a7? I'm a bit afraid already. Because in the previous game when I took a similar pawn somewhere close to the edge of the board, I was punished severely. Okay. But here it looked like a possibility, right? Let's just protect the knight. Now I have this safe square on g2. Oh, but I have only 1 minute on the clock, which is bad. Which is very, very bad. Okay. Maybe I still have some chances to survive it. And let us not forget that I'm still a pawn up, at least at the moment. Where is my opponent? It says he led the game, but I don't know. Maybe it's not true. I think he has some temporal problems with the connection and he will come back soon. He'll come back soon with a great tactical refutation of all my shitty play in this game. Most likely. Good, bishop c7. Alright, what to do here? Let's put the bishop on d4 first. Maybe it wasn't necessary, but I just want to make my position more or less solid here. Should be winning, right? But not simple at all. Now it's definitely winning. Yeah. All right. So I was lucky enough in this game. And actually managed to win. Let's play one more against this guy. Yeah, that's interesting. Like mini match of 3 games. Oh, seriously, what the hell is that? Let's protect the pawn normally. Bishop c4. Just kinda Nakamura style. Okay, I have no idea how to play this. But I think that something simple should be just okay. Like this. And like this. Covering d5. Can I go crazy a bit? Just copying my opponent. He plays crazy and I want to play a bit crazy chess. Oh, that was probably a bad idea. Not in my current shape, I mean. Yeah, white simply has extra pawn and probably just winning position. Yeah. Yeah, sad position. Very, very sad. But okay. d5 was too much, of course. I just wanted to try it to see if it works. It makes sense sometimes to experiment a bit when you play Blitz, right? Andre, please play Kramnik soon. You haven't played him on Friday. Yeah, but he simply didn't challenge on Friday. Okay. What's going on here? Somebody tell me. All of a sudden we have equal material, but it probably doesn't make my position any better because my king on e6 is simply very, very bad. So my opponent wants to give him a check on e1, then the king has to go to d7 somewhere, and then f7 will be hitting. But okay, what can I do? I can't prevent it actually. So. Let's come up with some counterplay. Or at least with something that looks like a counterplay. Wow. Again with some chances. But okay. I think it's better to make a draw or something. Because I have no time. Maybe. Yeah. I won? No. Shit. Shit. That was very close, right? Very close. Just the last move. Just the last move, Queen G3. I was very close. Alright. So let's finish this episode, this stream with, 2 more games. I will play Ukraini. So we played yesterday and I lost in a very good position. Lost in time probably. Yeah. That was fun, right? I was absolutely losing, of course, in the opening, but then all of a sudden I had some counterplay. Yeah. Happens. Happens. That's not a heartbreaker. It's just a guy. Yeah, because instead of Queen G3, it was necessary to play Queen H1, of course. Alright? Just to to save the time, to save the space, and so on. Over the board, of course, it's very important. Because there, you not only have to make a move, but also to press the button on the clock. But okay. When I'm in a good shape, I just play much better than this. I play much faster. That's what I mean. Okay. I'm definitely not in my best condition, so it's important that I will recover until this next Riga tournament. Now, I do hope you having fun today. And of course learn something new about this game in general. So the question, why you not play bishop c5 in this scotch? Well, it's just a question of taste. I prefer this line. It's a bit more complicated in a sense of position that arise, which means that I have more chances to trick my opponent, I have more chances to outplay my opponent, and so on. But of course, if you play against a very good player who usually plays only Scotch, it's better to play something more solid, and bishop c5 is probably exactly this line. Okay. I like the scotch, but also the vodka. Yeah, very good comment. I prefer scotch. I think I learned something. This is my first time to watch this. I do hope you will watch this over and over and over again. So now, there is again. Look, this king. Yesterday was the same. So weakness of this diagonal. A7, G1, and vulnerability of C4. So here I have two interesting moves. So the first is just to play Queen D4 check, and then I win C4. Another one is to try, say, Rook to E8, and then check on, and also D5 looks very cool. Let's play D5 here. The point is that after C takes D5, there is Queen D4 check, attacking Bishop D3. And after exchange on D4, I take with the Bishop, and then I take on D4, so I win. I win a lot of material, I guess. And there is the answer why I play this and not Bishop C5. Because of these little tricks that look very, very cool, right? Simply minor piece up now, and absolutely winning position. And the time on my clock is not that bad, so. Let's just simplify a position a bit. Bishop e4. Yeah, time to resign. So, white has to be careful in this line with this diagonal. So, that is usually one of most important things here. And, yep. Now let's play Crowning Student, for sure. We haven't played for a long time. Kind of 2 weeks or something. So we usually play with Crowning Student on Chess24 on Fridays when I do this Blunder Blitz show. And here's the same. Look, Scotch. Scotch. Alright. 92. A5. G3. Okay, Bishop A6. Is this stream regular? Not really, so I just started doing it. I think I will do this 100% on Saturday and Sunday every week. As for other days, I'm not sure at the moment, but probably I will also do this on Monday in the evening. Yep. So for example, tomorrow, somewhere around 8 o'clock in the evening, Central European time zone, you're also welcome. So now it's a bit different with Kathleen Long. And what about f6? Tricky one. Tricky position. So why decided to sacrifice a pawn? Maybe it's not even a sacrifice. Let's see, d5 deserves some attention. It will be a really crazy position very soon, but let's try. So where to put the queen, on d7 or e6? After e6 there is cd5, attacking the queen and bishop a6 simultaneously, so I guess I'm pretty much forced to put it on d7 if I want to prevent a check along diagonal h3 c8. But well, yeah, let's put the queen on d7. It looks like a safe move. Safe option, more or less. Now there is bishop h3 threat. But can I just play g6? g6, queen h4, h6, bishop h3. Yeah, this looks annoying. This looks annoying. That feels like I'm already outplayed. I'm already outplayed. On the other hand, I have d takes e4, bishop h3, rook e6. Let's try it because I can't see anything better. So I have to admit that I'm a material down here. As for the clock, it is the same. Yeah, very bad. Yeah, brilliant game. Kramnik student. You absolutely outplayed me. Now it's hopeless. Yeah. All right. Very cool game. Very cool game. And yeah. Somewhere I made a mistake. So probably d5 was just too much. Probably d5 was just too much. So let's go back a bit to see this. So knight e4, yeah. So instead of playing d5, it's much better for me just to come up with sort of prophylaxis. So maybe to start with king b8 move, maybe even to play h6, preventing this bishop g5, knight g5. After all, it was possible just to play d6 and so on. But yeah, in general, this position doesn't look very good for black. Instead of playing this, it was better for black to focus on, well, it's just a normal approach. I mean, bishop a6, castles here, rook e8, rook e1. Maybe here something instead of playing this f6. For example, d5 looks good. So d5 is a normal move here. Using the fact that c4 pawn is pinned and e takes d6 just takes on e2. That was an interesting try for me. Okay, next time. And finally, the last game for today, I think. Let's play whom? Let's play Loves. Yeah. So, as I said before, tomorrow in the evening in Europe, so around 8 p.m. You're welcome to join me again doing something similar. I think I will do also some streams without strict schedule, so if you don't want to miss them, just subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on the notifications so that every time when I'm online you will have a chance to join the show if you have the time. At least you will be notified. That's the point. Okay, so what is the position? I think it's better for white a bit. So I actually achieved nothing with all my maneuvers here, which is bad. Okay, let's play at least something active. Queen e5 I think was absolutely playable and definitely the best option for white. So there was nothing wrong with that. That's what I mean. Now I have very simple development of my pieces, very comfortable one. So I'm doing exactly this, just improving positions of my pieces. Where to put my queen? Let's put it on h4. There is no knight on f3, right? So the question, how do you subscribe? You just go to my YouTube channel and subscribe there. You can also see the link just right after my name on the stream now. There is bit.ly/Mastrovsky. It is a short link leading to exactly my channel. And there is a possibility to subscribe. There is a subscribe button. Of course, if you wanted to hear this information. I'm sorry if you actually asked about something else. My God, again this blunder. What the hell is going on today? Just playing not very stable chess. That was actually a trick, right? What provoked me to play this e4, just to have g3. I'm not focused anymore. I'm playing chess, but okay. Let's go away. Let's try to achieve something here connected with this. Knight g4. Question, Andre, do you think Kramnik students could become an FIDE master? Maybe even better. Maybe even better. Everything is possible if you work hard. So what about this now? I have only some tricks there on the king side, so I can forget about these pawns. On the queen side, yeah, position was very comfortable, but then I played this stupid e4 move. I have no idea why I did that. That was very, very, very bad. Let's try to survive it. And Kramnik student says, I have no time to spend on chess. Well, even actually having this strict time limitations, you did a great progress. You made a great progress. I mean, if we compare our first game that happened a year ago or something, with the ones you play nowadays regularly against me, well, we have two different persons. Absolutely. Feels like I have something here. I don't know, rook c2 wins or not. Let's check. Should be winning somehow. So knight f4 is a possibility. Then queen g4 and something. There is also a possibility just to take on f2, rook f2, king f2, and then rook to d2. And that looks just a clear win to me, so let's do exactly this. There is a checkmate. Next move. Well, after king g1, it is a checkmate into. Yep, so my opponent had very promising position after I missed this g3 move, but then started playing not very good. So for example, here I think that bishop b7 was better, just grabbing one more pawn, but okay, bishop g2 is completely justified. And here after rook d8, again, queen e2 was not possible because of bishop c4. So queen b4 was probably forced more or less. Here, knight goes here, e4, queen h5. Yeah, f4 was probably not that great. So the only problem here is the hanging pawn on h3. And I have a feeling that white could have played something like g4 even. So if I take on g4 twice, like bishop g4 takes and knight takes g4, then there is bishop f4 covering h2. So after g4, I think black will be smashed very soon. Well, at least it looks like to me this way at the moment. Okay, so thanks a lot for being with me this Sunday. As I said before, you're welcome to the same sort of stream tomorrow at around 8 p.m. By Central European time zone time. And we will continue the same way. And also, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications just to be informed every time when I'm online. You will not miss this shows in this case. Have a nice, rest part of this weekend and see you soon. Bye-bye.